Well, it's the place where men can get answers to the stuff that they don't want to talk about. You know, those issues like the family, the wife, the kids, the money, all that. It's Man to Man Show, mantomanshow.com. Tim Brown, life coach, counselor, all-around good guy that wants to help you. I'm Vince, the Voice Bailey, and yes, we have got, so much going on in the lives of men, and as we say, don't want to talk about it. Don't want to talk about it. End up just stuff falling off your body. All your money gets taken, everything, because you just didn't have that conversation.
Right.
So that's why we put this together, right, Tim?
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Eliminate some of the stress that's unnecessary in life. And men, you can talk about it. You need to talk about it. And if you don't feel like you have anyone to talk about it to, you can always send us your questions, and we'll do what we can to get those questions answered for you.
That's right. Help at mantomanshow.com. And Tim, we got one right here, and I can appreciate this because it's from a young guy. He, is still in that dating time of his life, in the dating time of his life. But he says it is so hard to find a good woman that because, he's got a job and he's been school and everything, they're coming at him, from every which way, but he is not finding that type of woman that he feels, will be there for him in the long run. That they looking at him because it look all good. He got a car, look good. How do we help this young man find a good woman? Where do you find a good? Is it at the grocery store? Is it at Magic City? Is it at church? Where is it, Tim?
Find a good woman. Just like women are looking for a good man.
That's right.
And, people often feel like it starts in the church. That's usually one of the first places people think of when they think about trying to find a good partner, good husband, wife material. But I'll be honest with you, it doesn't have to be in the church, because there was a point in time that I used to hang out at the club. I used to do some of the same things that everyone else did. And even in my time that I was in the club, I was still a good man.
Right.
So we have to realize that you can meet the right person or a good person anywhere.
That's right.
We don't have to put stipulations on it, because you can find some people in the church that are just as crazy or just as out there as someone in the club.
This is true.
And so the place isn't the issue. It's a matter of what you're looking for, what you're trying to find in that person. And one thing that I did before I met my wife, or as we were getting together, was I prayed and I asked God to allow me to accept who He had for me. Because I had some stipulations in mind, and we always talk about the list.
Yeah, the list.
We always talk about the list that we have. And we have to realize that we aren't perfect people.
That's right.
And when we sit down and try to make a list, there's some things that we'll probably forget to add on the list. Most women put tall, dark, and handsome, or for the men, we want the long, pretty hair. We want them to have the beautiful skin and nice body.
Got that onion.
The onion, sweet
right, all that.
All of that stuff. And we don't put down that we don't want them to hang out every other night with their girlfriends. We don't put that on the list.
Yeah.
We don't put down on the list that they won't flirt with every other person that they see. Things like that we don't put on our list.
So true.
So that's why I got rid of my list. I just had this revelation one day, and I prayed and asked God to give me what I needed to accept who He had for me. Because at the time, because of the things that I seen, experiences with some of the women that I knew as a youngster, I had some trust issues. I had some concerns about how I was going to be able to trust some of these women, and I didn't want the baby daddy drama.
Right.
So, I felt like I didn't want a ready-made family.
Right.
And I quickly grew to realize that it was shallow thinking. But with my wife, she kind of snuck in there on me. And
they have a way of doing it.
They have a way of doing that.
Yes, they do.
And before I knew it, I was deeply involved with someone that already had children. But see, because I had already just asked God to help me accept who He had for me, it wasn't a problem. And when I met them, it was a beautiful thing, and I knew that they were special, and that I was going to play an important role in their lives. So in terms of finding that special person, the first thing you need to do is start with you. Fix yourself. You can't focus on the person being special if you haven't learned how to become the special person yourself. So how can you expect someone to give you everything you want them to give you if you aren't prepared to give them everything that they're looking for? So go ahead.
No, just the place, though, can it play any part in that? I mean, the library, I mean, could it Kroger, Publix, you know, at the store? I mean, does that play any part in the scenario? I met her, you know, at this place.
Right.
Does it play any part?
It's
Small.
It's small.
Because he's
small
looking,
part.
man. The brother's looking.
He's looking, and see, and I would say, stop looking. Stop looking.
Mm.
I would say, pursue his dreams, his passions, pursue God, and when he does that, God will position him in the place he needs to be to find the person that has been created just for him.
May even be at the dang tire zone or something.
might
Up
be
there
at
shopping
tire zone.
tires and helping a lady, and next thing you
Right.
know, y'all got 5 kids and
Right.
on vacation somewhere. Yeah. Beautiful.
And one other thing that I'll say about that is, when you do find that person, I'm convinced that God will speak to you and will give you a promise, a vision of some sort about that person to confirm that he or she is the one for you. If you're a man, he'll confirm that she is the one for you. So personally, God spoke to me that my wife and I would be a model couple. And he told her that I was all that she would ever need. And you know, we can see how through our life, the way things are progressing, you know, the way that people look to us, the way they look at our relationship as a guide for how they want to live.
Coming to fruition.
Exactly.
The promise that he made.
The
to
promise.
you.
And I always ask that question when people have issues, you know, first, did you have premarital counseling? You know, for married people. So being single now, these are things that you're going to do, you know, before he gets married. You know, he's going to get that promise from God about that woman. And then they're going to do that premarital counseling to make sure that they have it together. But, you know, you talked about the place. I wouldn't go to Magic City looking for her.
Right.
You know, I probably wouldn't go there. You know, some places I wouldn't go looking, but I wouldn't write them off as being impossible to find that person.
We hope we help this young man, because it is tough, and I'm sure that it's tough for young women these days to find a good man. I mean, everyone, because I think a lot of us looking, as you said, looking for the wrong things.
Right.
We got this list, he has to have this, not knowing what's really in store for you and what the man upstairs has got planned for you. Same here. I'd have never thought, you know, it's 23, almost 24 years later that we've been married, and it's been a beautiful thing. And the first time I saw my wife, I saw her beating up somebody up at the park. So, you know, that's the way it rolls sometimes. So, young man, good luck. It's going to be all good. Just continue to reach out, and I'm sure she's going to come to you soon, all right? It's Man to Man Show, and I tell you, Tim, it's been a ball, man, and we've got to do this again. All you have to do, if you have questions, you send them in to help@mantomanshow.com, help@mantomanshow.com. We'll be sure to address as many as we can, online, in person, however we can, because so many issues we're dealing with.
So many.
We need some help, all right? Man to Man Show. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.